Why hello there and welcome back to Tech Plant. You might be thinking, is this man crazy? Is he out of it? Yes, I am. And you might be asking yourself, where are the plants? Well, they're everywhere except for the plant room. We got a lot to cover. Alright, so this is probably the scene you're used to seeing. Almost every intro I'm standing in this doorway to the plant room. I've got all my beautiful plant shelves to the left, tons of plants as far as the eye can see, but right now all you can see is a few plants here. Now, what did I decide to do? Well, we're going to turn this entire grow room into a giant terrarium. I don't know why I chose this as the moment to do it, but I've been dying to do this for a very long time, and I'm just a little tired of everything just sitting on a shelf doing nothing. I really want to make some amazing things that they can grow on, and hopefully I can succeed. With that said, I chose probably the absolutely worst time to do this. Not only am I enrolled in 5 college courses at this point, I just had a baby a couple weeks ago. Things are pretty chaotic, and this is the second child, so we're kind of juggling all that. Why I chose to just dismantle everything and put all my plants in jeopardy now, of all times, I have no idea, but we're going to do it. Alright, so where are all these plants? Well, they're pretty much everywhere. You should be able to see here, but they're like I said, everywhere. I've got them all around in my basement. Those 2 mobile shelves are really coming in handy because they're helping me sort of keep everything organized, but you can see it's chaotic. I have stuff everywhere. It is an absolute mess. Seriously though, they are pretty much everywhere, and I'm kind of on like a time crunch. These ones do have some lights here at least, but it's not ideal. These shelves did come in extreme handy. That one to the right is that newest one I reviewed. That is the Spider Farmer shelf, and it's pretty awesome because it's really big and I got a lot of capacity on there. You can see I can fit just an absolute ton of plants, and it's just huge. And the fact that it's on wheels made everything like a lot easier because I could get things in and out of the room. I do have my other plants over here, which is more chaos. You can see the giant pothos, but again, I'm a little nervous on the timing of everything. I definitely chose the worst time because out here it's not humid at all. It's probably 30% humidity. These guys are all used to about 50% humidity, so it might take a toll on them. And they're also not getting good light at all. I've got one like fluorescent tube up here, and we'll have to see how that ends up working. Now, I do have some other plants here in this typical corner. I'm not going to touch this corner yet. I'm going to try and do the entire terrarium in phases. And so far I'm starting with this right wall because it's the biggest surface in here. And then I'm going to get the back wall, come up the left, and then finally I'll get to this zone over here. But again, it's going to take a while to really build everything out because I'm going to be building like false rocks, just terrain, all kinds of cool stuff. But again, you can really get an idea of how many plants I really have. Sometimes in the grow room on the shelves, you can't really get a good idea just because you don't see them as clumped up. But I literally have nowhere to put these things. The other problem is the other side of the basement has all the wood, the tools, and everything else I'm going to need, and all the baby stuff. So like the biggest problem I'm having is trying to juggle all this stuff. Like as I build things, I need to move things, but there's no room to move things. And so like it wasn't a good idea. I bring on all of my own problems. But anyways, it's going to be very interesting to see if I can pull this off. I have about 1 week to really get things going where I can get some lights set up, some plants sitting. It's going to take a Christmas miracle, but I think it's possible. Again, I've got a lot to juggle, like the family and school and just life in general, so we'll see. But I mean, I have plans to put like giant like rock facades, like I'm talking like some like cliffside that orchids can grow on, and it's gonna be, what's in my head is gonna be really cool if I can execute. I have no idea if I'm gonna be able to, but this is something I've been thinking about for years. Again, I like collecting plants on shelves, but I love conservatories, and I would love to basically build like a mini conservatory in my house. So that is kind of what the plan is. So almost all of these plants, once I build everything, will have a place to grow where it'll look like natural, so to speak, and they won't just be sitting on shelves anymore. So I'm really excited for that. Again, I have no idea how this is going to turn out, but if it does like I imagine, it will be pretty darn cool. Alright, so before I end this video, I just want to quick explain like what the heck's going on here. It looks a little weird that I'm like putting studs in the front of like a wall. I am trying to enclose this entire room, the floor, the ceiling, all walls. It will be all sealed off with like plastic because I want to increase that humidity really high to give that like really tropical like vibe in here, so that way plants can just thrive and go crazy. But I don't want to ruin my house. So I have to do this very like specifically. And the other thing is, if you don't know about basements, they produce a lot of humidity naturally. If I didn't run a dehumidifier down here, it would get to like 70% humidity, cause mold and all kinds of musty like problems. So the reason why I can't just plaster plastic right to this wood stuff here is basically I'm creating like a pocket of like wood between a damp basement wall. It's not actually damp, but the humidity builds, and then plastic with the wood in the middle, and then if I ever tore this down, it would be like a mold monster behind there. So what I'm doing is I'm putting some studs up, and I'm going to build the structure off of this and like the terrain, but that way then I can put plastic on that facade, and there'll be like all of this volume of air that can breathe all the way out to like the main room. That way this entire basement can breathe without causing issues. So that's what the studs are for, and they're going to allow me to attach things to start to build the base structure, and then from there I'm going to build more structure with other items, but I just need to get like some like scaffolding up. So it's going to be really interesting. I hope you guys are excited for this. Like I said in that clickbait video, I do have a little bit of a backlog of videos because obviously I can't film anything right now as far as like my typical stuff, because like there's just so much crap everywhere. And hopefully in the next week and a half, I can get stuff coming back in this room. Once I get some stuff framed, I can at least get some lights set up and set plants in here and move them as I work. But until then, it's absolute chaos. I hope you guys are here along with me on this journey. This will be quite the undertaking. I feel like I will be building like the world's largest basement terrarium. I don't think anyone has anything like this. So this will be really interesting. I hope you guys are excited about this as I am. I picked the worst timing of my entire life to do this, but you gotta just do things as you want to do them, I guess. I don't know, whatever. It's late at night, I'm tired, I'm exhausted, raising a baby, school, everything else. But anyways, guys, I hope you enjoy this mini update. I'm gonna try and keep the videos consistent. Hopefully I can record a lot of the process, we'll see. But as always, guys, may your plants go strong and healthy, keep experimenting, and I'll see you next time.